to hear my thoughts and reflections on the 2-second lean tour with Paul Akers in Japan. So Paul taught us some of the history of Japan. Japan is 6,852 islands. There are 5 main islands where most people live. It's 127 million people, and only 26% of the land area is available for manufacturing, housing, food generation, etc. It is located on the Ring of Fire, so it, as a nation, is often racked by earthquakes and tsunamis, etc. So they are a real survival nation. And one of the first things we're taught about is their rice culture, which is about people working together to survive. And they are the most productive rice producing nation per space in the world. In 1868, there was the Meiji Restoration, where the Emperor of Japan removed all of the shoguns and created one single nation, one single society. As we know, they were decimated during World War II, and when you talk to the Japanese about that, they talk about they had the wrong leadership and the wrong ideas. But what the amazing thing is, from nothing, within 10 years, they became the second largest GDP. And all of that was by other people helping them. And another trait we saw of the Japanese is they are brilliant at copying ideas, but they don't just copy, they improve and perfect ideas. And this is definitely evident in quality. Deming showed the way forward in terms of quality they needed to improve, and they embraced quality across the whole nation. And if you think in the long distance past, for me, Japan was poor quality. Today, Japan is excellent quality. We saw how the whole society is very organised and structured, and we saw that with the children learning to clean in their own schools, and the very structure of Bushido, the role of the samurai type thoughts that run through society. They have a huge deference to their traditions, and the traditions are really important to them, but they are always innovating and creating new ideas. So there's a huge harmony and diversity, and there's a phrase that Ken Mogi taught us, which was 8 million gods. That means that there are so many different ways of doing anything in Japan. There is no one unique way. And all of this came together really nicely in Toyota when Toyota set about improving their work because they had to reduce cost. And from that came an amazing process called TPS, the Toyota Production System, which we call Lean today, and was the focal point of our tour. Paul also gave us some really interesting facts about fast cap. And one of the ones that struck me the most was this concept of, are you running a business or a hobby? So don't just sit there and wait for things to happen. You have to focus and get on with stuff. Paul has no sales team, he has no HR team, he has no cleaners, yet he's a very successful company of 50-odd people who are delivering excellence to their customers. And why does it work for him? He talks about FastCap is about building a sense of community. It's about building a sense of process in the people. It's about training and cross-training all the time. It's about deeply connecting with the customer and satisfying their needs. They're about supporting each other to ensure that their commitments are met. And it's about getting people to improve and learn quicker every single day. Some amazing thoughts on FastCap. So for me, Paul introduced the concept of banishing sloppiness and embracing perfection. What a fantastic slogan, and it is so true, and we saw that throughout. Focus everywhere we went was on health and safety, quality, and quality equals trust. And when your customer trusts you, they will keep coming back to you, and trust equals survival. And survival was a very interesting concept through everything that we do. Survival of the business is really important, hence why we continuously focus on improvement. Improvement doesn't come from profits. Profit is a shadow. You don't chase shadows. It was very evident so many times. By focusing on health and safety and quality, and by going into your shop floor and eliminating the waste on your shop floor and relentlessly looking at waste elimination, that's what drives real profits in a business. Some really interesting thoughts. Focusing on flow. Flow was everywhere. And through flow and making the material move and not the operator's move, you can then focus on the artistry of work and really make work impressive and really simple by making it easy every day wherever they need to work. It's really important to understand the difference between the normal condition and the abnormal condition, and that's important so your people can know when they need to ask for help. Leadership. Leadership is about being humble, working with your people, understanding their needs, and aiding them in terms of delivering excellence every day in their process. Quality. Again, we focused on inspecting your work and knowing that your work is excellent and what you're passing on is perfection, and not expecting others to inspect your work. And the real powerful thing that we saw through Paul's discussions was thinking as a team. Team is the most powerful thing that can deliver improvement. So developing that team culture, that RICE culture, is really important. So one of the key highlights for me personally on this tour, some interesting discussions that we're having around 70% of all innovation comes from the shop floor. In order to drive that, you need to be both humble and challenging. And one of our team members asked the question, well, how do you balance the activity between being humble and helping your people and keeping the rope tight in showing that processes and systems? And Paul's answer was a surprising revelation, though actually something that is deep inside me and is a process that I've probably used all my life as a manager. And that is, it's not about you. We are here to serve one another, though don't lose yourself at the same time. We have to serve both the customer externally and the internal customers who are ourselves. And it takes years to develop that capability in people, so don't think that you can bend a piece of wood overnight. And it starts with the simple things like cleaning. Cleaning is the humble approach where you show the team and the team show each other the respect they have for each other and the respect for the environment. And it will not be perfect tomorrow was a fantastic phrase where we're saying we're always trying to improve. So the key thing about lean leadership is that it's about supporting your people for them to be excellent out on the shop floor, but not just excellent in terms of you must do this, but excellent in terms of challenging them to become better tomorrow than they are today. An amazing discussion and realization that I am so sloppy and there is so much more I can do. I hope you've enjoyed all of my videos of my Japan trip. If you have any questions at any time, please reach out and talk to me. Thank you very much.